Now, the last thing I want to take a look at is the inventory management widget. This is new. It came in Liferay Commerce 2.1.0. Prior to that version, we didn't have any way to really manage inventory aside from the APIs. And so we would set the initial levels in the product screen. And then after that, we really didn't know what was going on in the system. So this is really nice. This is great for building out demos or for managing a very small store where everything can be handled by Liferay Commerce's inventory. But even if you are integrating with another system, it's still very useful so that you can kind of keep an eye on what's happening inside of Liferay to make sure that you are actually keeping your inventory levels synchronized with an external system. Now in here, one thing to keep in mind is that when we're talking about inventory management and the catalog are completely decoupled from each other. We do have a SKU. The SKU is that common unique item between the two. The SKU is the same, but inside of inventory management, we don't really have any of the other product details. So we don't even have product names. We really are just working with the SKU. And so it's very important that if you're going to be demoing this, make sure that you know what SKUs you want to show. So for example, I want to show and talk about bearings just because that happens to be the first one in the list. And so I happen to know that Minium 00673 is bearings. But if there was some other product that we wanted to make sure that we showed, then it's a good idea to kind of jot that down or have that available so you can come in here and search for it. I think that widget plug that I just made, it was Minium 1234. So just knowing kind of what's available so that you can go in and look at that is very helpful. Okay. So let's take a look at bearings. Bearings, I was able to set some orders up ahead of time, so it makes it a little bit easier for us to see what's going on. And what we're seeing here is one row per SKU, and in that row, the values are basically the aggregated number of items. So for the bearings, I have 180 on hand, but only 163 are available to me. That's because I have 180 minus this 17 that is currently on order. So there are customers waiting for 17 of this product. Now, this number might also include safety stock. I don't think we have safety stock defined here, but that might be an example where the available would also be different than the on hand. And currently, I don't have any incoming. So if we take a look, go ahead and drill down into the warehouse. Now, one thing you may notice, the Chicago warehouse doesn't show up. Now, I'm not sure if that's by design or if that's a bug. So that's something I'm going to look into a little bit deeper. But to get it to show up, if I click on the plus, I can add inventory. And I could do that either by adding inventory directly or by creating a transfer. And so maybe that's what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll create a transfer. So I've got a lot of product on hand in the Southwest. So let me move some of that to my Chicago warehouse. So I'm going to go ahead and move 25 units from the Southwest to Chicago. And I will submit that. Okay, so now we have 25 units in Chicago. Now we can also take a look at what's on order. On order, we can see that CC West is waiting for 10, and Joe's Complete Auto Care, they're waiting for 7. So these are orders that are either in progress or in the pending state, but they're not shipped yet. So as soon as the product ships, they will no longer be, or as soon as the shipment's created, those products will no longer be on order. They just won't appear anymore in terms of available quantity or quantity on hand. Now, if we wanted to set up maybe an incoming order, maybe we know that we are going to be receiving a quantity of units. So let's say we've got 25 units that are going to be showing up in Italy, and those are going to show up on Friday. We can submit that. Now, one thing to note that this is purely for information. This is not tied into availability estimates, and this information is not going to be surfaced in the front end, in the storefront, or anywhere that a customer can see it. So this is really just for an inventory manager. But again, if your inventory manager is working within Liferay, we can definitely import this information from Liferay and make it available in the inventory widget. We also have a change log. So in the change log, we can see what changes have happened. So we have orders, we have transfers, if quantities are updated by hand. So it's just kind of a nice trail to understand how did we get from where we started and when we did the initial import, when we initially created them, to the point where we're at right now. Now for each warehouse, this would be also where you could edit the safety stock. So if I go in here, I could add a certain amount of safety stock. And if I do that, you'll see that my available quantity has gone down for that warehouse, and then also for that SKU. That's also going to have an impact as well. Okay. And when we look at that aggregates again, we're seeing the incoming order that wasn't there before, but now we have incoming. And when we drill down into the details, that's where we can see which warehouse will that order be coming into. Now, on Friday, when that warehouse gets that shipment, nothing is going to happen in the system automatically. It really is up to somebody to acknowledge that we've received that product and then go in here and make that update. Or again, through integration, if we have another system of record that's got that update, we can, through integration, update and remove that incoming amount and add that amount to the on-hand quantity.
Looking for more information on this topic or others? Check out our links in the description. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Thanks for watching.